Good morning students. Welcome back to YouTube channel of Proton, and this is part 16 of our chapter Human Digestive System. Students, before discussing about this part, I want to tell you that we have discussed in our previous video about the human digestive organs, and that the all the organs are studied by us. And in today's video we will discuss our next portion, that is human digestive glands or accessory glands. And we must know that human digestive system equals to human digestive organ plus human digestive glands. So in earlier videos we have already discussed about the human digestive organs. So one portion of human digestive system is have been completed, and now from today we will discuss about the our further and another important portions of human digestive system, that is human digestive glands. And we include in human digestive glands as salivary glands, liver, pancreas, intestinal glands, and some important glands are present in our stomach, that is known as gastric glands. So one by one we are studying about these glands. So let's start with human digestive with salivary glands. So students, you very well know that a human contain uh, glands. First number gland in their buccal cavity, that is known as salivary glands. So what is salivary glands? The salivary glands are the glands which secretes saliva, as the name indicating that salivary glands, as the name salivary indicating that these glands are secrete saliva. So these are called as salivary glands. Come to the next point. There's that students, human buccal cavity contains 3 pairs of salivary glands. As you know that all the glands, excuse me, so let's continue our discussion, students. So you know students that these salivary glands are situated in our buccal cavity, means our buccal cavity contains these 3 pairs of salivary glands. In other words, I mean to say that these glands are present in pairs. There are 3 glands found in our buccal cavity, and these 3 salivary glands are present in pairs. So I have written here that human buccal cavity contains 3 pair of salivary glands. So this is very important point for you students. So remember that human contains 3 pairs of salivary glands. Come to the next point, that these glands are exocrine, having duct in nature. The students, if you might have heard before that there are 2 types of glands found in human beings. First one is endocrine and second one is exocrine. And what is the difference between these 2 types of glands? There are many bases, many behalves by which they are differentiated, and one difference between these glands are that endocrine glands does not contains any duct. What is duct? Duct is a small pipe like structure. So no any duct are found or associated with endocrine glands, except while the exocrine glands have duct to secrete their secretions. So this is the major difference between an exocrine and endocrine. So I mean to say that all these salivary glands found in human buccal cavity that are exocrine in nature, means they have duct to secrete their secretions, and secretions says that saliva. Here what I want to say, that secretions means saliva is secreted from these exocrine glands named salivary glands by duct, through duct. So these all the glands having duct to secrete their saliva. So students, you must remember that these glands, I mean to say these salivary glands are exocrine in nature, means they having duct to secrete their saliva into the needable portions. Okay, so these are exocrine having duct in nature. Come to the next point. Students, humans secrete 1 to 1.5 liter saliva daily. If we talk about the quantity of saliva secreted by human beings at daily, so human beings secrete and produce 1.15 liter, means 1 to 1.5 liter saliva daily. You must remember, always remember students, कि human secrete daily how much quantity of saliva? 1 to 1.5 liter of saliva. So they secrete 1 to 1.5 liter of saliva daily. Clear students? Come to the next point, that saliva secretions is controlled by ANS. PSANS, SANS. So first of all, students, what is ANS? So students, you might have heard ever that every actions are controlled, every action performed by us are controlled our system which is known as nervous system. Clear students? Every functions, every role, everything which is related to human body is controlled by a system that is known as nervous system. And we have discussed later what is nervous system. In short, I mean to say that nervous system controls all the activities performed by a human beings. So here there are 3 types of nervous system found in human beings. What is the name of the types of nervous system? That is CNS, means central nervous system. There, and another types of nervous system is PNS. PNS stands for peripheral nervous system, and the last one is known as autonomic nervous system. So autonomic nervous system, I write here that this action means salivation, means secretion of saliva is controlled by 3rd types of nervous system, that is autonomic nervous system. And you must remember students that autonomic nervous system is of 2 types. We divide autonomic nervous system into 2 types. First one is parasympathetic autonomic nervous system. What do you mean by PSANS? P means para, S sympathetic, and A autonomic, and nervous, and S system. So I mean to say it is ANS is divided into 2 sub branches. ANS is divided into 2 parts, that is parasympathetic nervous system and sympathetic autonomic nervous system. And what the role of PSANS, means parasympathetic autonomic nervous system, what the roles plays? It work done that it stimulates saliva secretion. When this types of nervous system act, then secretions of saliva getting stimulated, means it stimulates the saliva secretion. If there is no saliva secretion, this system functions, activates, and then stimulations of saliva secretion is getting start. So this system, this autonomic nervous system, and stimulates the saliva secretion, means it stimulates the secretion of saliva. And what is the role of SANS? SANS, it inhibits the saliva secretion, means it plays a role to inhibiting the saliva secretions. Means once the saliva secretion getting stimulated, and after the functioning of stimulations, means there is no function of saliva secretions, means complete food getting digest, masticated food in our vocal cavity get digest. After that, this system act on that stimulate saliva, that it inhibits the saliva secretions. It inhibiting means to stop, to stopping, to reduce the quantity of saliva secretion, and SANS perform this function. So students, Must remember, always remember that saliva secretion is controlled by ANS. ANS stands for autonomic nervous system, and it is of two types. First one is parasympathetic autonomic nervous system that stimulates the saliva secretion, and second one is SANS, means sympathetic autonomic nervous system, that inhibits the saliva, extra saliva secretions. Clear? So this is the role of our ANS. And come to the next point, that salivation. What is salivation? Salivation is the secretion of saliva. This process is known as salivation. Salivation is stimulated by 7th and 9th cranial nerves. You must know, student, that salivation is stimulated, means secretion of saliva is stimulated by our cranial nerves. Which number of cranial nerves? 7th and 9th number of cranial nerves. What do you mean by cranial nerves? Term cranial indicating nerves associated with brain. You must know, students, that there are 12 pairs of cranial nerves found in our brain that plays different roles, and they carry stimuli from various organs of our brain, like ear, like eyes. So saliva secretions, that is the portion of our brain, means they stimulates these 7th and 9th cranial nerves, stimulates saliva secretions. Number 7 and number 9 cranial nerves stimulates the salivations, means they stimulate the secretion of saliva. Clear? They plays important role in our buccal cavity. So must remember, salivation is stimulated by 7th and 9th cranial nerves. And what is cranial nerves? They are related to our brain. Clear, friends? Come to the next point. On the behalf of location in oral cavity, there are three types of salivary glands. Now let's talk about the types of salivary glands. As we discussed earlier, students, that there are different locations of our salivary glands, and they are present in pair. We have already discussed about that. So on the behalf of location, on the behalf of quantity of saliva secretions, how much saliva they secrete. Clear? And the different types of duct related to salivary glands. Salivary glands are divided into three types or three pairs. So let's talk about the one by one these glands. The first salivary gland is known as parotid gland. Must remember, students, that first salivary gland is known as parotid gland, and you know very well that this gland is the largest salivary gland out of three salivary glands. So I have written here that this is the largest salivary gland. Must remember, students, sometimes it is asked in competitive exams as well as your board examinations, that which salivary glands is largest out of three salivary glands. So you have answered that parotid gland is the largest salivary gland out of three salivary glands. And if we talk about the locations of these salivary glands, as the name indicating that this salivary gland is located below the ear. You can see here. Clear, students? Below the ear. This is our ear, and they are situated below the ear. Below means beneath. Clear, students? So they are located beneath the ear. I have written here that they are located below the ear. So first we have discussed that which type out of three glands which one is largest. So parotid gland is largest, and the location, they are situated below the ear. Come to the next point of parotid gland, that duct associated with parotid gland is known as Stinson duct. Students, I have already told you that these three glands, I have written here, these three salivary glands are treated as exocrine, means they are exocrine in nature. And what is exocrine? the glands which containing ducts to secrete their secretions. These types of glands are known as exocrine glands. So you must know that these have at least one duct to secrete their secretions. And what is the types of secretions here? The name of the secretions to secrete by these glands are known as saliva. So students, to secrete saliva, parotid glands contain a duct which is known as Steenson duct. Always remember what is the name of duct which is associated with parotid gland, that is Steenson duct. So by Steenson duct, the quantity of saliva is secreted through parotid gland. Clear, students? Come to the next point, that it secretes 20 to 25% of saliva and open into vestibule of upper jaw. So students, that it secretes how much quantity of saliva is secreted by parotid glands. So parotid glands secrete 20 to 25% out of 100% of saliva. So it secretes only 20 to 25% of saliva. Must remember. And where it opens into vestibule of upper jaw. That is upper jaw, and this is the vestibule portion, means upper jaw, inside portions between our teeth, or sorry, jaw and our lips, that is known as vestibule. Where the lips and our jaw is not connected, this portion is known as vestibule. So these ducts are open, means these glands and these ducts are open vestibule of upper jaw. Here they are open. So this is all about the parotid glands. Come to the next glands, which is known as sublingual glands. So students, you must know that is this is the smallest salivary gland. Here earlier we have discussed the largest gland, which is the parotid gland. Here I have written that sublingual gland is considered as the smallest gland out of 3 salivary glands. So must remember that this is the smallest salivary gland. Which gland? Sublingual glands. And if we talk about the location, as the name sublingual indicating that it is present below the tongue. Below. Sub means below, beneath. Word sub indicating that it means below. And lingual indicating the word tongue, means the tongue and lingual both are synonyms to each other. So sublingual, if we read out the word meaning, that sub means below and lingual means tongue. So they are locating below the tongue, as the name indicating sublingual, that they are located below the tongue. I have written here the position of these salivary glands. They are located below the tongue, beneath the tongue. So must remember students, this is the smallest salivary gland and located below the tongue. Sometimes it is asked in board examinations. So come to the next point related to sublingual gland, that its duct is called duct of Revenus. As we discussed earlier, that it have the duct, and the name of the duct is duct of Revenus. What is the name of duct associated with sublingual gland? That is known as duct of Revenus. And in other name of this duct is called Bartholin's duct. It is also called Bartholin ducts. So don't be confused. Duct of Revenus and Bartholin's ducts are same duct, considered as the duct of sublingual glands. So this is the duct related to sublingual glands. Come to the next point, that low quantity of saliva, approximately 0.5%, is secreted by sublingual glands. Students must remember that sometimes it may be asked in board examinations that which salivary glands contains least quantity of saliva or secreted least quantity of saliva. So you have answered that sublingual glands have low quantity of saliva, approximately 0.5%, and which is secreted by this gland. So this gland is secrete very low quantity of saliva. So must be considered that is secreted in, and these ducts open into below the tongue in portion. So this is all about the sublingual glands. Come to the third and last gland of our salivary glands of our human digestive system glands. So this is known as submaxillary glands. Submaxillary, sometimes it is called submaxillary. So this is submaxillary glands, and you must know that it is also known as submandibular salivary glands. So submandibular and submaxillary both are same name. So submaxillary is known as submandibular gland, salivary glands. And if we talk about the location, so it is located at the junction of upper and lower jaw. What is the location of this gland? It is located, it is situated where? At the junction joining point of upper and lower jaw. It is joining point of upper and lower jaw, and this is the location. If we talk about the ducts associated with submaxillary glands, that is known as Wharton's duct. The duct related to submaxillary duct means it carries the saliva from submaxillary glands. Means duct of means Wharton's duct, which carry saliva from some maxillary glands. So this duct is known as Wharton's ducts. Must be remember and don't be confused. So students, its duct it's indicating some maxillary gland. So its duct is called Wharton's duct. Must be remember. And one more important thing, that this is the largest salivary duct. Don't be confused, students. I have written here largest salivary duct. Sometimes we question asked that which glands is the largest salivary glands found in human buccal cavity. We have a little confused and we have answered that submaxillary gland, but it is wrong answer. Must remember, the largest salivary glands is considered parotid glands, and largest salivary duct, I am not talking about, I am talking about largest salivary duct out of three ducts, as Steenson duct, as duct of preeminence, and as Wharton's duct. Which one is largest? Wharton's duct is largest duct. And if we talk about the largest salivary glands, so which duct is largest salivary gland? Which gland is largest salivary gland? That is parotid gland. So don't be confused about the ducts and about the gland. Clear, students? Come to the next point. Submaxillary gland. It is the medium sized gland. I mean to say submaxillary is the medium size. This is the largest gland, and this is the smallest gland, and this is the medium gland. So submaxillary is the medium sized gland which secrete maximum quantity. Must be remember, students, this secretes maximum quantity of saliva. So submaxillary secrete maximum quantity of saliva. And one more thing we have already discussed, this gland contains largest salivary duct also, and this secrete large amount of saliva. Large amount means maximum quantity, maximum amount of saliva are secreted by submaxillary gland. Always remember, students, it is the medium sized gland and which secretes maximum quantity, approx 70 to 75% of saliva, and where it's open, and of saliva duct opens into the lower jaw just behind the incisor teeth. So where it opens means submaxillary gland open. So the duct of submaxillary gland opens into the lower jaw. I am talking about the lower jaw. This is our lower jaw. It opens into the lower jaw just behind the incisor teeth. There you must know that the front teeth are known as the incisor teeth. There are 4 in numbers in our lower jaw and 4 in numbers in upper jaw. So lower jaw there are 4 on number, and just behind the these teeth, incisor teeth, what is located, what duct is open? So there Wharton's duct opens and they carry the saliva which comes from some maxillary glands. Clear, students? So this is all about the types of our salivary glands found in human buccal cavity, and always remember about three glands. And many times one questions is questions one question is asked in related to these salivary glands. So don't be confused. I have clearly written here. Clear, students? Now come to the composition. Sorry, before starting this session, I will talk about some important points, some important terms related to salivary glands. That frog does not contains any digestive glands. I have written here that frog does not contains any digestive glands. So must we remember, students, frog is an amphibian. It does not contain any digestive glands. Frog have no any digestive glands to masticating food, to mix up saliva in masticating food. So frog does not contain any digestive glands. Sometimes it is asked in your competition exams. Come to the next. I have written some notes here. The first note: in rabbit, 4 pairs of salivary glands. If we talk about the another creature except human beings, so rabbit is a herbivorous animal, and rabbit have 4 pairs of salivary glands. Human beings have 3 pairs of salivary glands, but in rabbit, if we talk about the rabbit having 4 pairs of salivary glands, and the 3 are same present in human beings, and the 4 extra salivary glands found in rabbit, that is known as infraorbital salivary glands. What is the name of the salivary gland which is additional in rabbit? That is known as infraorbital salivary glands. So these glands present below eye orbit. This is the eye, and in rabbit, I am talking about the rabbit's eye. So eye orbit, this is orbit where is the eye situated, and below the eye orbit, this extra infraorbital salivary gland is situated in rabbit. So this is the rabbit salivary glands. Let's have discussion about the another note, that in cat, if we talk about the cat, there are 5 pairs of salivary glands found in cat. Always remember, students, in cat 5 pairs of salivary glands are found. Extra salivary glands found in cat, that is known as molar glands. 3 are same present in human beings, and 4 are known as infraorbital, that is present in rabbit, and the one more additional gland found in cat, that is known as molar gland, and this is present behind the molar teeth. So it is known as molar gland. Where is it is located? It is located behind the molar teeth. You must know that is the last one teeth are known as molar teeth, and just behind the molar teeth, this gland is found in cat. So this is the note number 2. And come to the next note, that sometimes you have feel, students, that our below the ear, where the parotid gland is situated, below the ear, sometimes parotid glands get swelled. Means there are swelling found in parotid glands sometimes, and this swelling occurs due to a virus that is known as paramyxovirus. I mean to say that sometimes some conditions are found in our parotid glands, means due to some viruses, due to an virus that is known as paramyxovirus. Infection of paramyxovirus, our salivary glands, that is known as parotid glands, get swelled, that is present below the ear, get swelled. Swell means swelling. Clear, students? Get swelled, and that the cause of acute pain, and this condition, this type of infection is known as mumps. What is this? Is the type of infection, and this is related to our parotid glands. So I discussed here that mumps. What is mumps? Mumps is the condition where our parotid gland get swelled due to an virus which is known as paramyxovirus, and due to this paramyxovirus, our parotid gland gets swelled, and this is there is the cause of acute pain. There is a acute pain found in our uh, this region below the ear, and this condition is known as mumps. So mumps is a viral infection. What is the mumps? Is a viral infection caused to the swelling in parotid glands. So it is very important. Sometimes it is also asked in examinations. So this is all about the glands found in human beings and other creatures. Now let's talk about the composition of saliva. So earlier we have discussed that salivary glands secrete saliva as secretions. So name of the secretion which is secreted by salivary glands, that is saliva. So let's have talk about the composition of saliva. Means what are the contents that are found in our saliva. So talk about the contents, compositions of saliva. So first name indicating water. So maximum quantity of water is found in our saliva. Approx means saliva is composed maximum of water. It is found 99 to 99.5. Sometimes it is found 99% in our saliva, and sometimes it is found in 99.5%. So maximum content found in our saliva, that is water. Clear, students? Come to the next. There are some enzymes found in our saliva, and before discussing about this topic, I have discussed, and I want to remember you once again that our salivary glands are exocrine in nature, and there are another types of glands are known as endocrine. And what is the difference between exocrine and endocrine? One difference on the behalf of ducts we have already studied, and the another difference between these two glands are that another difference is that endocrine glands secrete and composed hormones as a chemical, and exocrine glands synthesize enzymes and other chemicals but not hormones. So this is the another difference between exocrine and endocrine system of glands. So the system